Hi everyone. Okay, so I'm back again. Third video. Oof. After I said I'd only make one. But I did say I'd make this second one, and I'm the sort of person that I need to get it all done up in one go, otherwise I'm not going to do it. So, with that said, this is the battle damaged head, which it's my personal favorite. This is the one I always use, and that's why I have the damaged part on there. I also have my IT01 in the battle damaged, with the battle damaged look. Here we have the eyes. So I've also done the same mod on this with a couple of upgrades. Can't really see, but inside I've painted it black. I made some channels for the wires to go into, so the block can sit flush. And this one was a bit more work actually, because where the eyes are, there was actually a break in the plastic, so the light wouldn't travel all the way through so well. So I had to fill it with glue, hot glue, and that helped diffuse, well, how the light goes through the plastic for the eyes. So yeah, that's that. Okay, this is the head that I did in part one. I still haven't done anything with the wires. That's for now. Right then, so without further ado, let's see what we've got for this. I'm going to try and connect it to the voice box here. So I can see there's two screws and it's a bit of paint. Okay, two screws. I'm not sure what else. Maybe there's some more. One screw for the actual button cells. Okay, let's get started. I'll take this head off for now. Oops, where'd that go? Okay, yeah, doing this like that, like this, I may end up losing some screws in the kitchen. Okay, so there's the two screws. Oh, I should have gone over the inventory first. What I think we'll need, obviously a Phillips head screwdriver, quite small. Some wire, which I'm sure everyone has. This is so I can connect the wires from the head to some smaller cables. So we'll need a soldering iron, I guess, to solder it into this voice box. The wire I'm using is I've had several routers for you Americans. Several routers for the internet, from the internet providers. So I'm sure you've got one of these lying around. I'm hoping that these cables, there are only two, looking at it here. I'm hoping these will be fine. They should be. It might be a bit too fine, as in fine. We've got our other battery to test. I've got a pin because here there is a pin which we're going to need to remove, and maybe there are some more screws. I don't know, but let's have a look. Okay, so that part's easy enough. That's kind of hanging open. All right, so let's hope. I might have to do this off camera because some of these pins are in very hard. Oh, no, not this one. I've got my caliper, well, I say calipers, I don't know what you call these actually. Mole grips, we call them in the UK, mole grips. But anything just to pull the pin out. Okay, surprisingly easy. Yours might be a little bit more difficult than that. Yeah, I'm sure we'll probably need to open this part. Oh, actually, we'll wait for now. That's come off. Don't want to break this. I could be breaking this on camera. You might witness me. Oh, okay. That's cheap. Ooh. Okay. Oh, I guess. Okay, so that was the button. Oh, that's a good one to test the eyes on. Okay, so here's the circuit board, the sound board, I guess. We've got the on-off switch and the on-off button. Well, yeah, the power switch and the on-off button. Oops, I'm off camera. Power switch, on-off button, and then we've got the connectors for the speaker. One of those will be plus, and one will be minus, and that's what I'm going to stick the heads to. Let's try this, shall we? So, oh, pants. I'll probably need that button. Super fiddly. Oh damn, that would have been perfect. Alright, so excuse me because this is going to be super fiddly. I have to try and get these wires to connect. And oh,
I'm Optimus Prime, leader of the Autobots.
Oops.
Prime to Autobots.
Damn it. Okay, it was working. Oh, there's the door. Excuse me a moment. Okay, back. Sorry about that. I don't think it was for me. Someone just buzzing. Right. They obviously don't realize how difficult this was to do. Just in case they do, it is for me. I might have to pop off again. Right, okay. It did work. I don't know which, I'm guessing it was this way, so. There we go.
We are called Autobots. I'm Optimus Prime, leader of the Autobot.
Cool. So that works. Okay, so this one on the outside, I don't know which one's plus and which one's minus. Okay, so this one here, we'll say left facing is minus. This one's plus. And on the speaker, what does that make that then? Okay, this one's plus, so this one's minus. So I'm going to be soldering some wire on here and here. Yeah. I'm gonna switch off again. I need to go get my soldering iron and run some cable off. To be honest, where's this cable gonna go? Let's have a look at this head. Okay, well, depending. I mean, me personally, I said I wouldn't transform this even once, and I did just the once. And so that's it. It's out of my system. I won't be doing it again. It will just stay in robot mode, alt mode, never mind. So for me, the way I can wire this up, I don't, I'm sorry, I'm off camera. I don't mind, I don't mind not being able to transform this, but maybe I can still transform it. I really don't know, but it doesn't matter for me. So that looks like the best option. I can tidy those up, even paint them red, move them in. So those two well, wires are going to go down here. So I still get all the articulation. Okay, they'll then come out the bottom. Because I need some space, well, some leeway, some give. These aren't long enough, no way. So yeah, the wire, I'm going to make some holes in here. Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna make some holes, probably some really tiny holes, maybe in the bottom, and have 2 bits of cable coming out of it. What red would be the best? 2 red cables, so I wouldn't really see it. Anyway, I'm gonna go and think about this quickly. Press pause, and then I'll come back to you. Okay, I've come back, and I was just looking at this. For the cable, I literally just lopped some off, and then sliced it down the middle, and pulled it apart. And in this, I have this greeny, minty, transparent color, and red. So, well, red, pinky looking. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, so I think I'm going to use the red only. Let me see if I can split that again without knocking the camera off. Okay. Right, yeah. So I'm going to use this red cable. That's more than enough, I think. And cut it in half. Cut it in half. Have it come out of this. I will either I might just shave this horrible sprue mark thing off. Instead of drilling holes, I'll just yeah, I'm just going to cut some of that out. And then, or maybe it should go behind. Do I want to be brave and take the whole thing out? No, I don't. So I'm just going to do it from the bottom and run them along the back. I'll have to solder them onto this and tie a knot in them so they don't get pulled out accidentally. So I'm going to be back because I need my soldering iron and I'm in the kitchen, so probably shouldn't really solder here. So I'll do the soldering. Hopefully you know how to solder wires if you've taken this thing apart. I'm hoping so. If not, I mean, the alternate way is just to strip the wire. You can wrap it round here. That's it. You can just do that. But obviously that won't hold too well, or you might get loose connections, so on. Okay, so I am going to pause the video here and come back. Okay, back. I did mention the soldering, and I forgot to say how skilled I was myself, and I'm rubbish, but enough to solder 2 blobs onto these wires. Yeah, that is terrible, I know, and I didn't have any flux, so it's even worse. But I mean, the soldering that was there before was also pretty poor. So I'm going to, these wires are a bit stiff to knot. Is it? I might not knot them then. I might just put some glue inside, a blob of hot glue, just to bind them together. Don't seem to have the space. And I'm going to, yeah, I'll use these. Maybe a little bit more. Okay. not the cleanest. But to the bottom of the backpack, and I don't care. Right, so we've got the wires coming out. I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do with knotting or gluing. Sorry, and then I'll come back. Okay, so what I've done is I've made the hole a little bit bigger, and because it turns out the speaker protrudes quite a bit and stops the wires coming out, so it also acts as a stopper, so to speak. There's not much space in there for me to tie a knot, and the wires are a bit too rigid also, so I'm just going to let them hang out. I'm not going to twist them over either, because then I'll lose which one's plus and minus, even though I've already forgotten, but we can just we can test that after. So I'm going to put it back together, and there's just this little notch, this thing that slots in, and wires. Oh, and there's our button. Put the button back. I didn't even test. Does it still speak? Yep. I didn't destroy it. Still speaking. Oof, that sounded awful. Let's see if it's just that one. Actually, you know what? Let's change the language.
We are called Autobots. I'm Optimus Prime, leader of the Autobots.
Yeah, well, I have my wires shouldn't be flapping around and they're not touching the speaker, so that's fine. We're going to put this back there, and this to the fatter side. Yeah, let's do it this way. Okay, is that part shut? All relies on the top, to be honest. Okay, still working. I guess I'll do this off camera so I don't burn everything, but right, so I've now got a wire exposed, I think, without plastic on. There's the button and the face. Yeah. Okay, right. So yeah, that's the way it goes. Jump. Whoops, good catch. Right. So let's put this back, or do I solder the wires first? As I say, oh, another thing I was thinking of was just putting some buttons, well, making sure the chrome wasn't a conductor, or at least just for one side, putting some more button cells in there and having it maybe an on-off switch here somewhere. Hey, if you're really technical, you could put an on-off switch in the back of this, and obviously that would mess up your transformation, but if you're like me, you don't care. Right, so I'm going to have these wires feed upwards. They're a bit actually a bit ugly, a bit unsightly. So perhaps, perhaps I can have them come out of this. If I cut the sides and a notch in here, I could have them run up here and out of one of each side. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for that. So I'll be back in a minute. Right, actually, I've come back because I thought it'd only fair to show you what I'm doing. So here, I've just quite crudely cut, oops, sorry about that, cut into this part here by first of all just cutting a line into this side, then another one here, so it's a V, getting that part out, and then continuing to do so until I've got enough, like this maybe, or like this, so the wire can go through. Then on the other side, because we want the wire to go up through here, that notch, and come out of here, I'm going to remove a portion of this thing on either side, just a small amount. Oops, try not to slice my fingers off here at the same time. Okay, so what we're looking at is the wire going in through these holes. I need to make this one bigger, and coming out of that side, if you follow me. Now I am going to do the rest of this off camera. I do want to keep my fingers, so I'll see you in a moment.